Hello, everybody. This is Eddie Ghabour. I am partner of Key Advisors Group. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we like to put out educational information as well as our market views and our market opinions on a weekly basis. So today I want to talk about why our outlook for cryptocurrency in 2022 is not very bullish at all. I'm very bearish on cryptocurrency in the first half and potentially the full year of 2022. Now look, I know that's going to be a controversial stance, but our clients pay me to be very direct with them and not sugarcoat anything. And when things look like they need to go in another direction, we move with that. I will tell you, as an asset class, I believe cryptocurrency is here to stay. I know some don't believe in that, but I think when you look at the adoption rate of what's happening, especially with the technology behind it, I think it's very compelling and very, very clear that cryptocurrency is here to stay for the long haul. And anyone that doesn't believe that, I believe, is going to regret that in the long term. Okay? So my view on crypto right now that I'm sharing with you is very short term. It's for 2022. Our viewpoint on cryptocurrency is that right now it is still in its early adoption phase, in our opinion. And so whenever anything is in early adoption phase, you're going to see a lot of volatility. Okay? And we are in the camp that we believe that cryptocurrency is highly correlated to risk assets. So if we get a major correction in the stock market, we believe cryptocurrency will crash much more than the equity markets. No one can convince me otherwise until they show me data that shows when we have market crashes or market corrections that crypto is a non-correlated asset. But right now, when you look at all the major corrections that we've had, for the most part, when you look at cryptocurrency, it is usually leading the way. And I think we've started to get some signals right now on crypto with it having a very hard time breaking out to all-time highs that it saw a few months ago. So our market outlook for 2022 is not very good, at least in the first half. And the main reason why is because we think we're going to start slowing down on GDP because of inflation. The consumer's not going to have as much money to spend in 2022 as they did in 2021. And government spending is going to be a lot lower because there's not stimulus, and they didn't even pass the bill at the end of the year that they were banking on that was going to be putting a tremendous amount of money into the economy. So we don't see a scenario, in our opinion, where GDP doesn't decelerate in the first 6 months of this year. You add the Federal Reserve tightening monetary policy during this slowdown, and in my opinion, that is a recipe for disaster for the highest risk assets out there. And in my opinion, the highest risk asset that investors are buying and selling right now in their portfolios is cryptocurrency. And so the reason why we are so bearish over the next 6 to 8 months on cryptocurrency is because we think the stock market could see a pretty sizable correction as we start to digest a Fed tightening during a slowdown. Again, I can't stress enough, that's the worst case scenario. There have been many times in the past where the Fed has driven us into a recession because they're trying to tame inflation. When you look at the inflationary environment, I don't see food costs coming down. I don't see housing and shelter coming down. And I don't see wages coming down. And those three components alone are extremely inflationary. And I don't see that as transitory. So the Fed has put themselves in a very tough spot where they're going to have to tighten at probably the worst possible time. And when I see that dynamic unfolding, it is my opinion that I want to get the heck out of the highest risk assets out there. And that's why, again, we think cryptocurrency could see a substantial sell-off at some point in time in 2022. Now, I did tell you, I am a believer in crypto. I think it's here to stay. So if we get a sizable correction that we are expecting, I would more than likely be a buyer of that asset class because I am a believer long term. But right now, on a short-term perspective, I think cryptocurrency setup is one of the worst setups for any investment heading into 2022 because I think the Fed is going to be making a policy mistake as they tighten during a slowdown. But at the end of the day, they put themselves in this position and it's unavoidable. We have to tame inflation, and the only way you can do that is starting to tighten monetary policy. And so it's going to be an absolute roller coaster, and volatility is going to go through the roof, in our opinion, for 2022. And that is why we think the most volatile asset class is going to be one that gets clobbered. Now again, You can only be opportunistic and buy these things that get clobbered if you put yourself in a position to be able to buy the dip. And how do you put yourself in that position? Play defense. Okay, so again, we've been reiterating that call, but again, that's why we are very bearish on cryptocurrency here over the next few months. Again, I know it's a controversial statement, but I get paid to speak our opinion and be very direct to try to help educate investors on why our viewpoints are what they are. So with that being said, I wish you the most success in 2022. I hope you make it a winning year. Thank you.